Hi, Sadie here, and today I'm going to show you the method for stitching a sleeveless top that has a full facing or lining where you don't see the seams and stitches from the right side, aka the burrito method. For this top, for my sample, I have already sewn the shoulder seams and the neck together, which you would be following the pattern that you're using. So now I'm moving on to finishing off the sleeves. The first step is to roll one side of the top towards the other side. And I'm gonna make this kind of small because my sleeves are small and I don't want to risk stitching any of the rolled up tank inside the project. So I'm gonna take the main piece where the shoulder seam is, I'm gonna wrap it around what I just rolled and bring my facing or lining under around the other side, basically encasing the one side that I'm working on. And then I'm going to match up those shoulder seams and place a pin in that. So now I've got right sides together. And I'm going to put a pin there. Hold that in place. And then I'm going to continue to kind of wrap around the lining and the main of the side that I'm working on. And I'm going to pin the rest of this armhole together, right sides facing. And I'm going to be really careful that I'm not catching in any of the opposite side that's rolled up. So now I have this completely pinned, and I'm going to head to my machine and stitch it with the seam allowance that I'm following with the pattern. And again, you just want to make sure that you're not catching any of the rolled up portion from the other side in your seam. Okay, so now I've sewn that armhole, and you do want to do some clipping and grading of the seam, especially along the curves, and that's just some snips or clips out of the curve without clipping into your stitching that you just did. So just up to but not through those stitches. And then depending on the weight of the fabric you're working with, you might want to be grading the seams as well, but these are both very thin, so I think I'm going to be okay. So now I'm going to turn this all to the right side. You're just going to be pulling it through that tube. Do it gently. And here you have a sewn, completely sewn one side of the tank top. This is the front, this is the back, and here's my shoulder seam. The last step for this side is going to be to come in here to give us a really nice professional finish, and I'm going to understitch the seam allowance to my lining or facing. And I'm going to do this by finger pressing it down, and I'm going to stitch that along following the raw edge of my seam. I'm going to go as far as I can. I'm not going to be able to understitch all the way across this because eventually this isn't going to be able to fit under my machine, but I'm going to go as far as I can on this side. I'm going to repeat that on the opposite side, and then all you have to do is repeat the entire rolling burrito method for the other side. All right, so there you have it. Here is my first side of my tank top using the burrito method, my understitched lining. I'm gonna give this a good press, and then I'm gonna repeat all of these steps for my other armhole. If you like these techniques, be sure to subscribe to Sew Daily, and happy sewing.